In an advert appearing in one of the dailies today, the Public Service Commission announced that it was inviting applications from suitably qualified persons who wish to be considered for the position of Principal Secretary. Applicants, according to the advert, ought to send their application letters to the Secretary of PSC before the 27th of April. Currently, there is no vacant positions as no Principal Secretary has died, resigned or been incapacitated. Mutai Ringo, Principal Secretary for Defense; Nduva Muli, Principal Secretary, State Department of Transport; Patrick Omutia, Principal Secretary for Mining; and James Teko, Principal Secretary, State Department of Water, are on suspension after President Uhuru Kenyatta submitted the list of shame in Parliament that contained their names and other senior government officials. EACC has already submitted the files of the 4 PSs and 4 cabinet secretaries to the Director of Public Prosecutions for action, and the advert by the PSC could signal the end of the careers of the mentioned PSs in public service. President Uhuru Kenyatta has already shown that he holds no prisoners, having sacked Secretary to the Cabinet Francis Kimemia and replaced him with Ambassador Monica Juma. But can the President really replace the suspended PSs? Well, according to constitutional lawyer Dunstan Omari, operations in the affected 4 ministries could be grinding to a halt since PSs are the accounting officers.
Those people manage a department on day-to-day basis. You cannot afford to keep that position vacant for more than a month. So that is what is informing the President that in case the 5 principal secretaries are taken to court, the process, the criminal process, before a determination is done, might be for another 5 years. Will the country remain without an accounting officer? That is how technical and sensitive those positions are. So definitely, if anybody takes a plea in court, that position will be filled immediately.
And once the accounting officers have been arraigned in court and have no case to answer, then what next?
Once he gets back and is acquitted, he will be deployed to any other government agency. Remember, nobody is going to be sacked. The President has power to take any person in another area. So it is not a person's permanent position to retain.
Omari says the replacement or firing of a suspended PSs will most likely have political ramifications for the Jubilee administration.
It will depend which community will think that it is our time to eat. But all of a sudden what we are seeing is that the President is now moving to have a face of the Republic at the top. A tricky aspect that the balancing act of the 42 communities is quite tricky.